Guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a foundation review demo wear test of the Cover FX Power Play Foundation. I have mine in the shade N35. This is the box that it comes in. I got it from Sephora. And then this is the packaging. It is $44 for 1.18 fluid ounces. That is good to know because the average foundation is 1 ounce. So this is a little bit more, like 18% more product. So it is $44, but you get 18% more product. So you have to keep that in mind. And this one actually comes in 8 times 5. This foundation comes in 40 shades. It comes in pink, golden, and neutral undertones, all the way from N0 for fairest porcelain skin with neutral undertones to P125, which is deepest, rich blue hued skin with pink undertones, and everything in between. Super fair, super dark. The packaging is interesting. It is actually plastic. It does have like a square gunmetal looking lid, but it's plastic. And then it has a not a dropper per se, but it's like a squeeze tube. It almost reminds me of like puffy paint if you've ever used that. You don't have to snip it before you use it. I have N35 and I think it's okay. This is actually the 8 to 9 hour mark that I'm showing you the intro, but let's go ahead and cut to the demo so you guys can see how it applies. My hair today with the Pro Beauty Tools Deep Waver. I actually did it 3 days ago with the Living Proof Prime Style Extender. I love that stuff and it really does hold up. I did it on Friday, it's Sunday. So I'm going to be trying this foundation. Interesting is that it has a squeezy tube, but it's not a dropper. It's kind of weird, but I'm digging it. I'm going to put out a couple of drops on my Crown palette. That's how much I did. Oh, it's really hard to see. This thing is reflective, which isn't helpful. I'm going to use my Sigma F80 Flat Kabuki. Now, for a neutral undertone, I kind of think this is a little bit yellow. But I think the N35 is the right shade for me. I think I could wear more like N40 in the summertime, N30 in the winter, but I can definitely pull off N35 all year. For primer, I used the Stila Aqua primer, and I did use the Bobbi Brown under eye corrector because Mama's got some fierce dark circles right now. Daisy is not sleeping very well. So I'm just buffing this on in little circles. I did get a little bit more product out. I have a massive zit on the bottom of my chin area. And I blame that on stopping birth control. So, awesome. Alright, so that is one coat with the foundation. I think it did pretty well except for that one zit, but what do you want, you know? I did take it just a little bit onto my ears. But I think that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? I'm going to do a little bit more right on that zit. And then I'm going to carry some down my neck a little bit more. Obviously I'll blend that in, but anywhere I need just a little bit of coverage, I'm just taking what's on the brush and kind of speckling it on. Speckling? Yeah, speckling. I don't smell a fragrance. The bottle is okay. What worries me about this kind of packaging is that it's going to have a problem when it gets really low, and that you don't have any kind of indicator if it's like running out, and then one day you'll go to put on your foundation and you won't have enough. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, I have half my face done. So that's kind of my worry with that kind of packaging. You know, with a traditional squeeze tube, it's kind of like this type of packaging, you can actually cut off the tip and get more product out. I don't know that that's the case for this kind of bottle, so I feel like it might be a little bit limiting in that regard, but I like it. Alright, so that is the foundation. I see no glow, no dew. I have normal skin right now. I get like maybe a tiny bit oily right here, but like after 8 hours. But I'm not really dry. The one spot I have problems is usually my nose and right between my eyebrows. So we have just to admit that is not covering. That's it. No way, no how. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Alright, I finished the rest of my makeup. I did just want to show you the foundation close up once. So this is at starting point. It is 8 a.m. I didn't use any shimmery bronzers or any highlighters that are shimmery. I used the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and the Milani Rose, like blushes that are matte, and my highlighter is the Laura Geller Baked Highlighter in French Vanilla, and I just did it right here. That's it. I didn't put it on the tip of my nose or on my chin or any, anything else, my lip cupid's bow, nothing like that. So this is the foundation at 8 o'clock in the morning. I will go ahead and check back in throughout the day. Hey guys, so this is about the 5 or 6 hour mark. I'm not home right now, but I did want to show you, of course that zit is just not even covered at all. But the rest of the foundation still looks okay. I think it looks a little bit cake face up here. It's definitely creasing into that frown line that I get. Like, but you can see my freckles, my age spots through it. Not super impressed. It does settle into my smile lines there. And on the corners of my nose is kind of creasing. So I'm giving it like a mediocre review. Not the worst, but definitely not good. So I'll check back in at least one more time before the end of the day. Alright, it has been about 8 or 9 hours. I'm starting to get just a little bit glowy here in the nose T-zone area, my forehead, but of course this is just never been covered. I'm going to zoom you in so you guys can see what the 8 and 9 hour mark looks like, and then I'll check in one more time before bed. So here it is, starting to get a little glowy. It's definitely settled into my smile lines. Not a huge fan of that, and I can see my little freckles through it. Forehead looks okay. So I'll check back in one more time. Alright guys, it has been about 11 or 12 hours now. I'm calling it a night. It's like 8 o'clock at night. 7:50 I think it is. So I am a little oily. Not to be like a downer on this foundation, but it looked really heavy in the morning. Really matte, very, I wouldn't say cake face, because that could have been part of my application. I could try it with different primers. I could try it with a little less product. I could try it with a beauty blender. I could spritz my beauty blender, a Real Technique sponge with some setting spray. I mean, I could probably work with this foundation, but I feel like it looked very heavy and a little cakey at first. And not even 100% coverage, just like pretty good, like medium to full. And then by midday, I felt like I lost a lot of coverage around my nose, and you could see like my freckles coming through and stuff. And then now I feel like it's kind of gone and a little bit oily, but so it's like I shouldn't powder in the morning because powder would give me more of cake face, but then midday I have to powder or I look like this where I'm like really glowy. So if you had oily skin, you might love it at onset, but then by midday it won't help control your oils. If you have dry skin, drier than mine, because I'm pretty normal, your dry skin might look very bad at first onset, but then by the end of the day it might look really pretty. So I'm kind of torn on this. I may end up returning it. $44 is a lot. I mean, granted, like I said, it's 1.18 ounces, so it might actually like be less per ounce, but I think I can try another high-end foundation that I would like more than this one. I do have another Cover FX foundation. I'm getting it from the doorway here. This is the Natural Finish foundation by Cover FX, and I actually really like this. I have it in N40. It's a little bit too deep for me. But this one is more full coverage, really wet looking, oily, and then this one is like their medium to full coverage mattifying. So I guess if I mix the two, that might be something to try before I return it. I might be able to get like a really good balance between the two, but they're both medium to full or full coverage, so I don't know. I'm going to give this mixed reviews. I can't decide. I think combo skin and maybe normal would like this. I don't think you'd like it if you're really dry or if you're really oily, unless you intend to touch up throughout the day. Like I said, dry, you could try it with different products, an illuminating primer and a setting spray on the beauty blender instead of a brush, blah, 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 blah. But for me, it's just okay. I think I can do better, but I'm going to try it in a couple more ways. If you guys want a follow-up on this, comment down below, and I'll let you know what else I tried and how it turned out. But this is kind of like my second impression. It's just okay. So I'm going to get close really quickly so you guys can see it. And again, this is about 11 or 12 hours. Forehead, still okay, but I didn't have very many imperfections up there. You can actually still see my bronzer, my blush, and my highlight, which is good. That means that the foundation is still intact enough here to hold my powders in. But obviously the zit, we know, didn't go well. My chin, I was really careful not to touch my face today. My chin has, like, you can totally see it. So let me show you. And around my nose, it's settled into fine lines. Does show my pores. So, So that is it for my honest review on this foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.